Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, let me see. Who was here first? Connie Bowmer! Hey, Connie Bowmer. Hope you're feeling better. Lydia Washington, Mary H., and Helen Marmon, Nolatondo Niandini, and a whole bunch of other people. Yes, um, it is Monday morning. First thing Monday morning, I'm gonna pack my cares away. Now, now, woo! Let it go, let it flow, let it flow, let it fly, and everything's gonna work all right, Woo! Let it go, let it go, just let it go. Yep. Don't nobody want no first time love. Don't nobody want no first time loser. No, no. Oh man. Tony Braxton, you gotta love her. Let it go, let it flow. Wanna say na 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 na. Let it flow. Na 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 na. Let it flow, let it flow. Okay. Let me get rid of my face there in the corner. And yes, weekly roundup, gossip, hot tea, hot topics, all that other stuff. Um, let's see. Zubaida Ali, thank you so much for being here. Hello, Lola Love. All right. Janice Goodrich. Let's get on with it. Hey, Antoinette Kennedy. All right. Um, There we go. This is the last day of the Connie Baumer Appreciation Week because we appreciate Connie Baumer. All right? Don't forget that. Remember, this is Connie Baumer Appreciation Week. And if I remember, we'll do it again next year or whenever we feel like it, right? So, to someone who has supported so many new channels all over social media, once again, we give a round of applause. All right. Thank you so much again, Connie Baumer. And let's see. Listen up, international squaddies. Check if your shipping company ships alcohol or makes or make an American friend. It says, y'all do not want to be disappointed on July the 1st when you find out you can't get the wine. Think that was loud enough for y'all to hear. So one of the squaddies inboxed me with that. Um, and I guess I was supposed to relay that to you all. I think that's what they wanted me to do. So I am relaying it to you. Make sure that you're able to ship alcohol to wherever you're located outside of the US, because if not, you're going to be crying like a rat eating onions. Okay? Just make sure you check and make sure that's possible before July the 1st when we're expecting to have our opportunity to buy the Duchess of Sussex Rosé. I'm looking forward to it. Okay. All right. I delivered the message. So if anybody asks you, just say, yep, he told us. Um, Oh, what am I looking for? All right. So, message delivered. Hey, Miss Z. Okay, America's Queen of Jams savages Meghan Markle's latest as ever fruit spread. There's no excuse for this. I don't know who this person is, and I did not read the article. I really don't care. Um, I don't know what the lady said. I didn't look at the article. I'm just hoping that her words were taken out of context. That's what I'm hoping, is that her words were taken out of context, because that does happen sometimes. And then other times you have someone like Pat Tillman's mother, who seemed to bask in the glow of attention that she received from the Daily Mail. And there are many others. And I try not to read those articles because they just kind of elevate my blood pressure and, make my head feel like it's in a vice. And I don't need that aggravation. Um, what they've done, though, is they've given that particular person some free advertisement. See there? America's Queen of Jams savages Meghan Markle's latest as ever fruit spread. There's no excuse for this. Donna Collin, who owns Jelly Queen's Jam Company and has won more than 40 world championship honors in jam making competitions, queried the ingredients in Meghan's spread. That's interesting because it's only just been out there a couple of days and already she's got a problem with it. And then from the looks of her, I would say, do you guys remember Cy Sperling? Anybody remember Cy Sperling? he he started something called the Hair Clubs for Men. Remember him? And when he's giving you this spiel about his product, hi, I'm Cy Sperling. I'm the founder of the Hair Club for Men, and blah 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 blah. And then by the end of the commercial, he would say, I'm not just the founder, I'm a customer. And from the looks of this lady, I'm going to say she doesn't just make it, she eats it, and plenty of it. So, you know what? I am going to yield to the professional. I am just going to assume that this broad's got a sweet tooth and she know what she likes. Yeah. I mean, what can we say? The proof is in the pudding. And I guess she likes that too, pudding. So why question the experts? You know what I'm saying? I mean, after all, who would trust Meghan? Who would trust svelte, slender Meghan to know good food when she tastes it? Huh? Who would trust her? Not me. You got to go with the expert. All of her. The expert. She looked like she know. See, I told you I was going to take the high moral ground, didn't I? That's me taking the high ground. Um, Mama wants to know who stole the jam, who's been in a nice clean kitchen, who stole the jam. You ever hear that song? Who stole the jam? Well, I think we got our number one suspect. Yes, I think we have The number one suspect. Now we know who stole the jam. Mama wants to know you're a little thief who stole the jam. It's beyond belief. Yes, Mama wants to know who stole the jam. I say it was Donna, a serial jam thief. uh, Donna, we know what you've been up to, girl. But no, seriously though, y'all, I didn't read the article, so I don't know what she said. She might be the nicest person you ever met. So let's not assume the worst. She probably didn't say anything. I'm sure the tabloids took her words out of context. Who stole the jam? Who stole the jam? Mama wants to know who stole the jam. uh, Listen, I am taking the high moral ground. I don't represent the Sussexes, but I am one of their strongest defenders. So I have to conduct myself with a certain bit of decorum. So I will not throw accusations around. But anyway, yeah. So they featured this lady. She's gotten some free publicity, and I guess we can all go back to running our business. Who was that? The Peters sisters? Oh yeah. Nope, not interested. Okay. Lex says she got publicity, but it is a bad business decision. Does anyone want jams if you look like that? It makes her spread for her customers. uh, Thank you, Legs, for the super chat. But well, she's got her face done up real pretty. She's got a very pretty face. And you know what they say, and a good personality. Yeah. She's not just the founder of the company, she's also a customer. Everything's sold out while listening to the expert. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, they're just jealous and spiteful and hateful. It's all part of a huge strategy to disparage the brand Sussex any way they can by stirring up as much negativity as possible. It's unfortunate. It really is. Anyway, so long, Jam Lady. You guys, this is really not about copycat, but I told you so, didn't I? I told you so. Didn't I tell you so? I told you so. I couldn't help but notice. I couldn't help but notice that very weird thing that I told you guys about. Do you all see it? Does anybody see it? I'll leave it there until you figure it out. I told you. Is something not normal about that? Anybody? I'm just interested to know who's been listening. All right, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait and I'm going to watch. If anybody knows what I'm talking about. Yes, 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 the hands. It is the placement of the hand. I'm sure that that means something. I'm just not sure what it means. I'm not sure what it means. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. You cannot unsee it. Maybe she's just very accident prone and she's always ready to, put her hands out. Maybe that's what it means. Anyway, let's just pretend like we don't see it. Next. Um, well, the Daily Fail wanted to remind us that William has gone from being a heartthrob. You've seen that line before where you slide it left. An alien, possibly. That would explain those weird facial tics. Anyway, what does that say? Even after losing his famous golden locks, William has managed to maintain his sex appeal and has been crowned the world's sexiest bald man for a second consecutive year. Why are they doing this? Why? Listen, we get it. You all think that he is the hottest thing since whatever. But I guess this is a way to try to big him up for his birthday. His birthday just passed. What's that? That's oh man has been yeah. Time has been unkind to him. You know what they say? Time only takes. It doesn't give you anything. Time only takes. Yes, they decided that they would do the little side by side. There were a couple of photos in his youth that were, in particular, I would say he had kind of the boy band thing going on. But I believe the band has become disbanded. I want to say that they probably parted ways for what is it, artistic differences? Yeah, artistic differences. Anyway, that's the future king. Over here it says from heartthrob status to Will's mania to balding dad, how Prince William managed to turn it around and be crowned the world's sexiest bald man 2 years in a row. I'm pretty sure that there was not even a survey. They just put that in there. I mean, who's going to stop him? Bashful William with a thick mane of blondish hair. The future king has gone on quite a journey with his hairline. From the start, he had his mother's thick, glorious blonde locks. Well, somebody must have picked the lock. Somebody picked that lock. Let's see. Lex says, did he drink from the wrong cup? It was a wood cup. Maybe when he got clobbered with that 9-iron, maybe that dislodged some of the hair follicles, right? Yeah. Maybe when he got cracked across the head with that 9-iron, some of the hair follicles became dislodged. Anyway, a thing of beauty is a joy until sunrise. Heartthrob turned into heart. Heartthrob turned into heartburn. That's a good one. Poor Willie. Oh wow, look at there. The brooding what do you call it? The brooding male model look, like he's gonna do a runway show. I think the reason why he looks so angry is because he probably has a good idea of what's coming, or should I say, what's going. Yeah, he probably started to catch on. See how he has it all brushed forward and everything? It's not hanging in his eyes anymore. It's hanging around the sink. Oh, well. Give it up, Willie. Yeah, the tabloids decided to give him a little nod for his birthday, which he is officially 43 years old now. A 43-year-old global statesman. He's in his global statesman era. That's the weird thing about William is that nobody labels him. Between William and his staff, they come up with the labels. Let me see. This is why he is so raging mad. They keep showing him what he was. His true self, and he can't cope. Yeah. Like those photos of him at the Royal Ascot, the anger just bubbling beneath the surface. Now, this is particularly interesting. William Stubblebeard is a new, more mature era. Oh my goodness, there's a new declaration. He's in his mature era. He is a global statesman. He's the hot balding dad. Do they have any more labels for him? And they're just going to tell us who is still seen as very attractive to many. You just don't hear that. You just don't hear that. Aside from the royal tabloids like Tatler and such, William doesn't make many magazine covers. Whereas Harry, well, I mean, come on. Give it up, Willie. So the William mania around the world. Let's take a look at this. Okay, New York, Boston, right? And then after that, Belfast, Poland. No offense to Belfast and Poland, but that is not exactly considered going on. Well, okay. I'm going to leave that alone. Singapore. All right, that's interesting. But these trips, there's only one of those destinations where he was actually doing something for the monarchy, and that is for Poland. New York, that was self-serving. That was just for his what do you call it? His flop. Boston, earth flop. Singapore, earth flop. Belfast. Okay, you know what? Belfast may have been for the crown. So those two, Poland and Belfast, was for the crown. In that same period of time, do we need to name some of the places that Harry has gone? Do we even need to bother? The Hague, Dusseldorf, Nigeria, Colombia, couple trips to Canada. And let's see, where did Harry go in Asia? Was that to Japan? Right? Oh my goodness, let me think. Is there any place else? I know he's been back and forth to the UK, but yeah. Oh, and South Africa, Botswana. And yeah, I mean, he's been places. And in that same period of time, William hasn't really done anything. I mean, he's been back and forth to Europe, and that's mostly for games, just to watch the games or to go skiing. So I don't know what this William mania around the world. You can just take Belfast away from him because that's not really going anyplace. He's still within the UK. And as for Poland, we all know how he ended up in Poland. They said he was going to inspect the troops, but instead he wound up in some bistro um, begging for a pulled pork sandwich. That's when we first got official word that he was into pulled pork sandwiches. I mean, we had suspected. Now it's official. William loves pulled pork sandwiches. So now that that's on the table, what do we do with that? Um, this is not an impressive map. And the Singapore trip, there was barely anything in the press about it. All of these amounted to a bunch of nothing. When the Sussexes were in Canada, The Hague, Dusseldorf, Nigeria, and Colombia, these were big media events. Everybody covered it. There wasn't much coverage for any of this. None of it. Remember how the people in Boston didn't even know he was there? And those that did were kind of blasé about it, like, what else you got? This map is for an audience of one, and that is William. So that when he gets in the helicopter and he reaches in that little pocket, or when they set his breakfast and they put the newspapers out, that he'll be able to go through and see that they have created this map so that he can see that he is uh, loved and beheld around the world as the sexy bald man, the sexy bald dad. This is just, it's nothing. It's a big fat nothing burger. It's embarrassing. And why didn't they put what did he just, he went to Eastern Europe. He went somewhere in Eastern Europe. Was it Romania? Why didn't they mention that? You put Poland. Non-story. Non-story. A graphic shows crowds in recent years which echo the Wheels mania of the 90s. Okay, even in the 90s, there were no big crowds. No, 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 no. They're going to have to do better than this. They're going to have to do better. All of that dropped off. All of that type of attention dropped off as his hair dropped off. Lex says, why are all those pictures zoomed in with no crowds? Yes. Yes. They're all zoomed in. And that bottom one there, like the one behind his little corner photo there, I don't even know where that is. I don't even know where that is. That could have been like one of those family parade type of events. Yes, they are trying hard. They are trying very hard. This is just sad. Now, like I was a hugger, I have always been a hugger. I didn't realize that is really jarring for a lot of Brits. Now, I'm supposing that's a quote from Meghan. According to Tom Quinn, when Meghan Markle came onto the scene, her hugging and warmth made him uncomfortable, especially as it fueled as it fueled flirting allegations. Um, take a look to her right, and now take a look to her left. I'm pretty sure nobody is making the assumption that Meghan, or are they saying that that he would be flirting? I don't know. I don't know. Either way, it is all too ghoulish to think about. It is all too ghoulish to think about. Right leg, she's good. She does. I'm sure she can contain herself. Let's see, Diane Hawkins. Glad you're here. These are the kind of stories that get Billy surprised, booed when he goes out. Billy is super imposed into these pictures, not real, fake photos. Yeah, you know what? He does get booed a lot. He does get a lot of boos. I think he's had his share of being booed in public. Absolutely. He has had his share. Either that or he a lot of times there's just no crowd. We have so many examples of William um, going on some of these trips to like whatever community center, and there's zero people there to greet him. There are people who are standing because they have been inconvenienced when they close the sidewalk. That's it. There's not a lot of hoopla and fuss and pomp and circumstance to spend time with William. Let me see. Where is that? You know what I'm looking for, don't you? Yes, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah, I've been visiting around today. Belfast this morning.
Yep, on my own. Once again by myself. Woo! Yes. Somebody please try to hold back the crowd. But let me uh let me say this though. If you are going to be king of Scotland, why are you not wearing a kilt? Why do you refuse to wear a kilt? He's just not going to do it. You'd be hard pressed to find a photo of the future king wearing a kilt. He just won't do it. It's just a matter of showing respect to the people of Scotland, and he refuses to give in to it. He just won't do it. So if there's any possibility that he can make himself a little more popular, he has to start wearing a kilt. Oh well, stay mad. Now, Prince William's relatable reputation whilst maintaining valuable traditions means the future king is playing a pivotal role in modernizing the monarchy. Royal expert reveals. Which one? Anyway, they, of course, curated, handpicked, found some photos of Kate grabbing his butt again, and then of course William laughing at his own joke, right? This is all part of a propaganda campaign. This does not exist anyplace else but in the imagination of the team over at the Daily Fail, the Mirror, the Sun, the Express. It does not exist. And I'm going to just say, in particular, I think William and Kate hates going to Scotland. I think they hate it. I think Scotland just rubs them the wrong way. I don't know why, but I think they really got it in for Scotland. They really don't like to leave that I think it's like a 15-mile radius of their home. They don't like to leave out of that area. And I'm speaking of Windsor, of course. And it was Celebici that first identified the fact that between the two of them, they pretty much do not leave that circle. If they're going to go and visit some like shelter or pantry or something like that, it has to be a stone's throw away. Otherwise, they're just not interested. Yeah, I think when you get to Liverpool, anything north of Liverpool, and they're not very popular. Is that right? I think anything north of Liverpool, and that of course is starting with Liverpool. I don't think they're very popular in Liverpool. But I tell you, I do not believe that William is going to. If there's one thing that may make him popular with some people, and that will be the coronation. When he has his coronation, I believe it's going to be very streamlined. He may not even wear most of the regalia. I think a lot of that may be cut out of the program. I suspect he's not a fan of that because when you see him, like the Order of the Garter and such, he always pulls these faces because he's not really into the costumes. Hazel Jones says, "I think Scotland is too remote with little access to goodies." You mean like a pulled pork sandwich? You mean a pulled pork sandwich? Because I would think with all of those kilts up there would be easy access. No. Um, oh, that's bad. That's bad. Let's see. Leg says Wank doesn't care to go anywhere in the UK. The UK know that they are full of crap and don't respect them. They got booze all the time, and that's why they tell the masses they are popped everywhere. Yes, and most of the time when they oh, Hazel says among other things. Oh. Let's see. Diane Hawkins says, "How is that, folks? With so much money, step out looking like homeless often, so often. Is this an advertisement for don't let this happen to you?" uh, so again, the photo, this was the one that haunts me, is the um, Royal Ascot. I look at that photo and I'm just like, what is he saying? What is he saying? And when I looked at this, I was like, somebody has been tinkering with the photo. But I went to Getty Images and I found the original. Nothing has been done to this photo. That is William. His nose is dropping, his disposition has soured, and he is going to be the next king, like it or not. I know. When I saw it, I'm just like, that is not real, but it is. This is him. I don't like when they change the faces, and so I made sure that was his picture, and it is. It was not altered. With my Carol, huh? Oh, look who was at the Royal Ascot. How does she get around like this? Look who was at the Royal Ascot. Hey, Tiffany. Hey. Wow. Well, that's interesting. I mean, she is very well known in certain circles, so I guess we should not be surprised, huh? And and look who was hanging out with the king. Yes, gossiping with Charles III. Isn't that something? And very polite of her to listen to his very dull jokes. All right. Well, I mean, everybody's um, everybody's got to be somewhere, don't they? Isn't that something? And I combed through those photos from the Royal Ascot, and I could not find her anywhere. But now, yeah, pretty cool. All righty then. So let's do this. Let's do our roundup. We're gonna go as fast as we can. Um, oh, by the way, I don't think we'll be here more than an hour. I almost forgot to say that. So we'll start with yesterday. I kind of think we should do this in the other order. I'll do that next time. Um, from our hearts to your homes, thank you for being here. You're the sweetest part of what we do. And then a little note says, you're thoughtful, full stop. I think that's what it says. You're thoughtful, full stop. Yeah, there it is. No, it's you're beautiful. You're beautiful, full stop. Huh. All right. Next. Let's see. Mary H says Tiffany is more real than the other royals there. I was fixing to call them denigrates. Meghan Markle, okay. I forgot what that one was. Anyway. Yes, of course, sold out again. And hey, Stephen Black, while you are here, I don't know if you put it on Twitter or not, but how did you do with the sale? What did you get? Please let me know. If you're still here, let me know. You're the first person I thought about as soon as the sale started because you managed to do so well the first time. So do let me know. And if you don't mind sharing your strategy with us, please do that as well. Okay. So let me see. As ever sells out of inventory again for the first time. Meghan Markle's lifestyle brand as ever exclusively sharing matrix about how the business is doing following its second product drop on June 20th. Okay, this despite increasing inventory drastically by 10 times to be exact, the 8 products offered Friday still sold out within 4 hours. Next, the brand's newest product as ever, Napa Valley Rosé, which will be available July the 1st. Oh, Okay, so you got the honey and 2 apricot keepsakes. Very good. Very good. All right. Yeah, I managed to get the apricot. I managed to get that, and I got some more cookies, which I love the cookies. And by the way, you guys, if you ordered the cookies, it does come with the flour sprinkle inside. You can either put them on or not, but there's a little package of the flour sprinkle, as well as the fact you have enough for 2 batches of cookies. You can make some now and make some later. So yeah, it's a lot of it's a lot. It makes a lot of cookies, so you won't be disappointed. All right, I am looking forward to my apricot. By the way, I keep thinking vanilla ice cream, like a good gourmet ice cream. Yeah, put a little bit on top of some vanilla ice cream and like a little sponge cake underneath, right? Let me see. Check Twitter, peeps. Uh, yeah, I think that some people see the Daily Mail as a legitimate news source, and maybe they just, because it looks very traditional. The type of font that they use and everything. It looks very traditional, and maybe some people just do not realize that the Daily Mail is going to, pull something like that. So I don't know. Like I said, I didn't read her article. I didn't want to, but maybe that's what happens is that some people do not realize just how tabloidy they are. Okay. Oh, okay. I got the apricot, the keepsake box, 2 regular apricot jars, orange blossom honey, and cookie mix. Very good. Helen G says so many things you can do with the apricot spread, such as baking a Victoria sponge, baking scones, etc. Oh, I just thought about it. I can do the cookies like with the raspberry, how she did the cookies. I could do that with the apricot, right? Yes. Now I'm excited. Or should I say more excited? Yes, we don't need to do that one. Backed by Harry. Oh yeah, the mosque the Muslim and Jewish run food bank turns 10. They have been heavily supported by the Sussexes, so congratulations to them. And let's see, cheers, dear. Wishing you a wonderful weekend. You certainly made ours wonderful. We sold out again. Sign up to be the first to order our debut as ever Napa Valley Rosé, July the 1st. Remember, you guys, you have to sign up. So go to asever.com and sign up. Sign up for the rosé so you'll be the first to know. Okay? Do not forget to sign up. Yes, the thumbprint cookie. Thank you very much. Let's see. Legs has chose war. Chosen war. I should say Legs has chosen war. No free passes, huh? All right. I'm not mad. Oh, what's that? I will be doing baked brie apricot spread and hopefully serve with rosé wine. Okay. That sounds good. Okay. Yes, women's wear daily. There was a lot of coverage for it. Lots of coverage. And there is Daniel Martin, anxiously waiting like everyone else. Oh, that's very sweet that he was sitting there ready to get his orders in. I mean, that's being very supportive. I'm pretty sure he can just ask for whatever he wants, but being a friend, he is online like everybody else. I like that. And of course, freshly painted Memorial Temple. Charles Spencer has announced that the Memorial Temple for Princess Diana has received a new fresh paint job. I don't know if Althorpe is open for the summer or just part of the summer, but if you're going to the UK, you should check it out and see if Althorpe is open. King Charles teams up with Netflix for a new documentary starring Idris Elba. Yes, the 80 billion mega deal flop, says Rebecca English. Gosh, I was kind of hard on Rebecca yesterday, wasn't I? Effa. Uh, go to hell. And then quickly they changed it. Prince Harry and Meghan's multi-million pound mega deal flopped. And of course, there's Charles trying to show some swag. There's Charles trying to be a soul brother. You know, he tends to mimic the people he hangs around. I think he's become more macho because of all the time that he spends with Camilla. And now, as you can see, he's got a little extra swag. Look at him. Look at him getting all, then dipped his shoulder real low. Next thing you know, he'll be wearing a zoot suit. Look at him. Look at the way he's walking, strutting like he's trying to show off his men's warehouse suit. Yeah, don't call him King Charles. Don't call him Your Majesty. Just say Charlie. What's up, Charlie? What's up, player? Yes, Idris Elba is bringing out the soul brother in him. Let's see. Charles is the Temu version of Idris. Yes, fast fashion. Fast fashion. Very much in the vein of fast fashion. And of course, Becky the Blob. Becky the Blob. I was particularly cross with her yesterday. I have calmed down, you guys. I have calmed down. Rebecca English isn't a journalist anymore. She's a Kensington Palace cleaner. 22 minutes later, I received a message from Kensington Palace to clean up the mess. Do y'all remember when she said she saw William driving back from hospital because she had an appointment to at the same pretend hospital Kate was? The amount of lies these people tell to clean up the mess is just laughable. And of course, they're referencing that time that she was on that whatever podcast that they do. And people were whispering about William not visiting Kate. And she swore up and down while headed to the Ozempic doctor or whatever it was that she had made eye contact with William. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And so now she's doing block again for the palace by saying that it was all a mistake and that Kate was never supposed to be on the list of carriages, and she actually did a video this time. And this is an example of how desperate they are because um normally she would just tweet, but now that um person, I had to catch myself that time. That person is actually using this as a means to get across to people on multiple platforms, including TikTok. The damage is being done, you guys. The damage has been done. They have been dealt a serious blow. I want you to know they're not going onto other platforms because they're just trying to expand the newspaper, but in particular for the royals whose polls have dipped significantly, they have to do this. They're trying to stop the bleeding. That's what they're doing. They're trying to stop the bleeding because their popularity is pretty much at an all-time low. I think it's as worse, if not worse, than the fall of 2023 with Endgame. Seriously, it is low. And I remember I said that for about 10 years, I said this a while back. After the coronation, they don't really have anything. It's going to be a long time before there's another royal wedding. Right? Now, when I said that, that was before we found out that Charles was ill or whatever he is. So even if Charles goes to the great beyond, Charles is not the queen. He's not Queen Elizabeth. And there's not going to be this huge outpouring of grief. It wasn't even a huge outpouring for the queen, but there's just not. A lot of people are going to remember Diana. You look at him, you think Diana and what they've done to Diana, which is why they work so hard to try to build Charles up for the coronation. They just don't have anything. They do not have anything. Diana and Rachel Meghan Markle, aka the Duchess of Sussex, now Meghan Sussex, is the best thing that have come along to that institution since Diana. The best thing that have come along since Diana. And now they don't even have that. They are in trouble. They are in trouble. It's going to be more and more difficult to justify the expense of that institution. Yeah, and to have these parties and state dinners and such, it is just so old fashioned. They, uh, I, I don't see the purpose of it. I don't see the point of it. You have these humongous properties that you have an occasional meeting with this person or that person. It still does not justify the expense. It's very difficult to do that. Very difficult to justify it. I mean, how do we do similar things in the US? When Diana came to Chicago, they held a gala at the Field Museum, which, at a glance could very well be Buckingham Palace. You have the pediment in the middle, you have the columns in the front. It's in a park-like setting. It could have very well have been Buckingham Palace. It was a space where they held a banquet. They had a dance. You don't need to maintain a 700 and what is it, 75 room house in central London to do that, right? So I'm going to go through these fast. I really dragged this out yesterday, but Rebecca English, for what it's worth, I understand it was mistakenly said that the Princess of Wales was coming tonight. She was never scheduled to be, apparently childcare, I suspect. That is some nonsense, hogwash, and probably a huge lie. Kate was supposed to go to a dinner or a luncheon, I forget which one, and she just did not show up. And so the excuse was childcare. And then this came out a couple days ago. It was, or was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago, when Meghan was introducing her newest line of products, or and some of the old products. Anyway, when Meghan was doing the sales drop, they put this out there. This could have very well have been an anonymous letter. This letter would not have been public, but for the fact that the palace, Kensington Palace, released this to the tabloids. Whereas Meghan, whenever Meghan writes a letter, they cannot wait to put it on social media. And then every publication around the world, local news stations. I mean, it's incredible how much attention comes from Meghan writing a thank you note. It's incredible. This would not have seen the light of day. Do you guys know how many of these things they crank out every week? This is just a letter to some charity or foundation or something. And nobody even knows what the hell it says. And nobody cares. She should have made a video for those people, but she didn't. It was a letter. They couldn't even coax her in front of a camera. She couldn't be bothered. Somebody is unwell. Someone is unwell, but I don't think it's physical. I think it's somewhere north of the collarbone unwell. Let me see. And all of this is Rebecca English, except for the one on the left. Why Kate needs to put her family, not her family first. Oh, wait, Kate needs to put her family, not the family first in 2025. Princess stoically returns to royal duties. Rebecca English reveals her plans for the year ahead and why her health and children will come first. This is an excuse for Kate to take time off whenever she feels like it. That's all this is a get out of jail free card, as they say in Monopoly. And of course, because Rebecca English said it, that means that it is necessary. As a matter of fact, it's like an order that all the other journalists, media, tabloid media people, they have to do the same thing. They have to make the excuse for her. Yeah, same thing. Let's keep it going. Gaslighting insiders, withering verdict on Harry's truce ending broadside as they tell Rebecca English of King's pain and that the royal will now never forgive him. I guess this is from when Harry said that last thing about his family security. Yeah, I think that's what it was about. And then, of course, beneath that is something else. That is her reminding us that it's worth noting it has been confirmed the Prince of Wales' absence from the memorial for King Constantine today for a personal matter was not connected to the news of Mr. Kingston's death, meaning that William had nothing to do with Thomas Kingston being unalived. Also, officially from the palace at the same time, they said that it did not have to do with Kate's recent surgery. Remember that. This had nothing to do with Kate's recent surgery. They made that very clear. only to later on, when Kate sat on the bench and said that cancer cells, pre-cancer cells, had been found, then they backtracked and said, "Yeah, that's why he didn't go to Constantine's service." Then they backtracked. And by the way, one more thing, William also did not go to King Constantine's funeral. King Constantine was his godfather. He did not go to his godfather's funeral. Princess Anne went in his place. I don't know why he doesn't want to have anything to do with King Constantine, but he refused to go to that too. He refused. They had to force him to go to Rome to go to the Pope's funeral. He didn't want to do that either. Oh, wait a minute. Was that Edwina that went to the Pope's funeral? I'm picturing Edwina was in Rome for something, right? I know William was there when the Pope gave Mass, was it? Or was that the funeral? I think that was the funeral. Yeah. Anyway, they had to force him to go. He did not want to do it. Okay, Cintabale was okay. This is where she says Cintabale was Harry's way to prove he was more than a Playboy prince. I saw when I visited with him, but there were clues that things weren't right. And so she has been holding on to this information for 10 years. And she decided that she would share it after the whole thing with Sophie Chandaka. That was when she decided, oh, yeah, things wasn't right with Cintabale back then. But she's been holding on to that information for 10 years. Now she's coming out to be shady. Oh, yeah, the whole thing with Charles and his music playlist. And then over here on the right, she was part of that conspiracy to mimic Meghan spending time with those school kids in Colombia. Well, of course, she helped them put together this thing with Kate on the school bus. You guys, that story got very little traction. Aside from the world of the tabloid media, it was not a global story. It was just more of a royal fluff piece. That's it, and that's all. William is thinner and has been showing the strain, but he is in a better place now, and being with him on this trip has been such a joy. Um, Remember, we were on social media whispering about William's jarring appearance. William wasn't looking like that because of Kate. I don't care what they say. That is not true. William had something going on that just happened to be around the time of the whole Thomas Kingston. Seriously. William wasn't so upset when he lost his grandmother. He didn't seem that upset to me. Seemed like he was spending a lot of time conspiring against his brother. Whatever was going on had nothing to do with the health of his father or his wife. William has had that look before, and chances are he will have that look again. But they've done some crisis management, and whatever that other thing was, he is probably on the other side of it now. End of. And of course, William has revealed he missed the Paris Olympics because he did not want to bring that pandemic home to wife Kate as she underwent chemotherapy. Another fake story. Kate has not gone out one single time with a face mask. Kate went to a cancer wing at the hospital and did not wear a face mask, even though she could have brought a bug in that could have been problematic for the other patients. I didn't see her wearing a face mask. She didn't wear one during the pandemic. She avoided it most times. Um, every move that Kate has made since her surprising comments about her health seems to contradict someone who has been suffering from cancer. Time and time again, we pointed that out. So, this idea that William can go to other sporting events and did not worry about bringing a bug home to his wife, but he just could not go to the Olympics is pretty typical for William. William has a few handpicked sporting events that he will visit, but if it has to do with women, he will not go. He cannot be bothered. He has let down the side time and time again. So, again, a classic example of Rebecca English running block. Okay, the Sussex Survivor Club, that's a non-story. I read you guys the comments from that story, and it was a whole bunch of hemming and hawing and innuendos, but they don't name any person and they do not tell you what happened. That's it. That was designed to slow the momentum of Meghan's sales. They're on the right. Cynics are so wrong to call Kate mini movie contrived. It was contrived. Other royal reporters said it was contrived. People even warned them that they should not continue to make these kind of movies. They should not make these kind of movies, and they just keep doing it. It shows the Wales family as they really live. They really live with a camera crew of 8 people following them everywhere they go. Everywhere they go. Whatever they do as a family, there's a camera crew behind them. If Kate had took photos or William took the photos, but to put both of them in the frame at the same time, to put the entire family there, means that there's a camera crew. The slow motion footage and all of the other special effects, nobody's family lives like that. And nobody else's hands and arms look like that. Oh, yeah, this is the one about William going to New York. William did not go to New York because Harry was there. He did not want to be embarrassed. Harry had an epic visit to New York. There were dinners, lunches, there were all kinds of meetings, Travelers, Ballet, the Clinton Foundation, the Parents Network. It was an epic event when Harry was there. And Harry would have overshadowed William in a way that would have been embarrassing. So William said he wasn't going. But of course, what did Rebecca English say? For what it's worth, Prince William went last year, but not the year before. It really depends on his diary and commitments. Yeah. That is so, I mean, come on, Rebecca English. You could do better than that. Do you see how this is? Speculation regarding whether Prince William and Prince Harry will be in New York at the same time. Why even start off the tweet with whether they will be? Just say speculation about whether Prince William will be in New York. You don't even have to mention Harry. You just told on yourself right there. That means it's about Harry. Prince William and Prince Harry will be in New York at the same time next month. The Prince of Wales isn't going to the Earthshot Prize event and had never planned to. I was told this back in July when the event was announced. But did you tell us in July that he wasn't going? No. You didn't mention it in July because you thought he was going. But then, of course, when Harry's name came up, all of a sudden, he wasn't going. I mean, come on, you could do better than that. You could do better than that. Surely you can. As soon as they heard Harry, then all of a sudden, William wasn't going. That is embarrassing. Aren't you embarrassed? That is embarrassing. I would be embarrassed for William. He finds out his brother is coming to town. William, with the backing of a 1,000-year-old institution, decided to play possum because he heard his brother was coming to New York. Yeah, exactly. Who would be speculating about Billy anyway? Billy Idol. And there was nothing else on his diary that said he could not go to New York. I mean, Earthshot and William, you can't have one without the other. He did not go because his brother was there, plain and simple. He was afraid of being overshadowed by his kid brother. Why Kate's year has been tougher than anyone realizes, and why she's starting to glow again. Who cares? Princess of Wales reveals emotional update about her good days and bad days in cancer fight and releases new photo as she confirms she will be at Troop in the Color tomorrow to boost the nation. She's going to Troop in the Color so she can boost the morale of the nation. Now, I know there are some squaddies here from the UK. Do you feel boosted? Did that give you a boost that she went to Troop in the Colors in 2024? Did that elevate you in any way? Did you say to yourself, all is well in the world? Guess what I heard? Yes, Kate Middleton is going to Troop in the Color. Well, it couldn't have been much of a boost because barely anybody showed up. Who writes this? Oh, yeah, Rebecca English. She confirmed she will be at Troop in the Color tomorrow in a boost to the nation. Ooh, who's got the brown nose? Rebecca does. Oh, you guys, let me stop. I said I was not going to do like I did yesterday. I'm going to keep it moving. One of the best young pilots, that's when she was celebrating Harry's 2011 little stunt performance that he had out in California, where he practically turned the helicopter upside down. Harry, let's face it, Harry was one of the best Apache helicopter pilots ever. Whether a US pilot or a UK pilot, he was considered one of the best of the best. And you just cannot take that away from him. Now, of course, she wants to downplay it. And let me see. As the young, as royal cousins touchingly support William, look at their faces. Don't they look touched? They look like they are a witness for the prosecution. There is no way that those cousins wanted to go to that stupid garden party, but they were ordered to go. I mean, look at their faces. Look at their faces. They're trying to muster a smile for the cameras, but they are pissed. Do you hear me? Have you seen what's his name, Mopoli? And Jack Brooksbank, he's not bad looking either. I mean, let's face it, both of them have some pretty good looking husbands. But yet they were forced to spend their afternoon in the rain. How unfortunate. But they were ordered to go. It was all hands on deck. And let me see here. William, oh yeah, on the left. I'm sorry, you guys, I still didn't find that picture, but I swear to you, they said that William made a surprise visit, but yet there was a videographer and a photographer at that particular occasion. And Rebecca English tried to say that it was a surprise visit. It was not. They said that the guy at the place had called, I think, what was it? He had called Rebecca English to tell her that William was there, and somehow she managed to get a camera crew over there ASAP. Does William seem to you like someone who gets out of bed and goes down to a shelter just for the heck of it? I don't think so. They gave him a pot to stir with nothing in it, which is why he's got his bare hand on what's supposed to be a. If that pot is hot, he shouldn't be holding it. And if it's not hot, why are you at the stove? You could have pulled that away and put it on the countertop and do it, right? You think? That one on the left, that is one of my favorite. Actually, both of these are my favorite photos of them. I love those photos. Oh man. I'm no Wadey Katie. That's how she used to write about Kate. Over here, this is when they doxed that guy from TikTok because he kept asking about where is Kate Middleton. I don't know what happened to this guy, but that was a crappy thing to do. Let me see here. My eyes met Williams once yesterday. He gave me, I don't know what that is. And then here on the right, royals don't tend to visit each other in hospital, so there can be no stronger signal of Charles and Kate's bond than his trip to her bedside before his prostate operation. The families are more united than ever, says Rebecca English. They say Charles went to see Kate. Charles was probably the only person to see Kate, but we still do not know for certain that Kate was in that hospital. She may have not been there. And if somebody was trying to get her medical records, maybe they were only trying to prove that she was never there. Prince William will continue, that is, to prioritize Kate and his children's welfare ahead of his own. That's his excuse not to go to work in order to give him cover for not doing anything. Apparently, William took off to be by Kate's side. We all know that that's a bunch of nonsense. Royals don't take time off because other royals are ill. If anything, you fill in for them and do the work. That's what Queen Elizabeth used to do. That's what Prince Philip used to do. And then over here, she's trying to give cover to Kate for the Franken photo. All of these are her articles, by the way, in case you haven't noticed. These are all written by Rebecca English, giving cover to the royal family and nothing else. Outrage as royals in race row. Royals in Scobie book race row, named on TV. Over here, William. Oh, she wrote the article where William threw his mother under the bus, calling her paranoid. Oh, and then the announcement, you guys. Celevici has pointed out that they have what they call a keening season. When Kate is keen to do something, Kate is keen to do this, or Kate is keen to do that. And also, if they're not talking about Kate keening, the other thing they do is they will mention that Kate has really come into herself. See there, she comes into her own. Princess of Wales wasn't always comfortable doing royal engagements, but is now an impressive communicator. uh, okay. And then over here, Kate Middleton's uncle exposed as the baking soda salesperson. Yes, he was selling baking soda. Yeah, baking soda. And what else? Incredulous. Oh yeah, this was really crappy. That of course had to do with the day the Queen died, and they were so busy trying to show that they were being cruel to Meghan by telling her she couldn't come. Um, all of their priorities were wrong at the time. Their priorities were misplaced. The Queen, who had been on the throne for 70 years, had just died, and all they talked about was Harry and Meghan. I still cannot believe the how low brow that moment was. Ooh, look at them hands. Yeah, same thing. Okay, Harry often told me he just wanted to walk away from it all. Um, of course, that's when Harry's, in other words, he met Meghan and he's not the same person. Um, End of that. That's the usual. Will's grief and anger over Harry. Yeah, we noticed. Palace prioritized peace, whatever the cost to their staff. In the wake of Harry and Meghan's acrimonious departure, officials were simply unable to predict just how this most defensive of couples would react, writes Rebecca English. Okay. And then so that was my Rebecca English tirade yesterday. Kate looking sad and downtrodden. Kate's weird body language where she likes to keep her hands in front of her, clutching her clutch close to her abdomen. That is very, very telling right there. Because I am also a body language expert, I could assure you that that is abnormal. Yep, yesterday. And Charles worked 4 days straight. He went to Royal Ascot 4 days straight. Kate, 0. So Charles, 4, Kate, 0. Kate didn't feel like going, so she didn't. Charles, who is 76 years old and recovering from cancer, was there every single day. And you guys, it was very hot. He stood in the hot sun 4 days straight. No sign of Kate Middleton because she's trying to reach her balance. All right, not bad. That took a little longer than expected, but now we'll do the next day. Sold out. I love that one right there. She looks so beautiful there in her, what is that? Ralph Lauren, her Ralph Lauren 3-piece. She looks beautiful there. As ever. Okay. We don't have to spend a lot of time on this. All right. Love the swing. And one of the squatties put these side by side, which I love. I believe the one on the right was their swing in Frogmore, right? That was the Frogmore photo. And the one on the left, they took their swing with them. They didn't leave it. They were like, you know what? We're taking that with us. Okay. Stay critical. And of course, the hypocrisy, as they pointed out on the Feminagra, the hypocrisy of Charles teaming up with Idris Elba to appear on Netflix. They put the Sussexes through hell about their association with Netflix. But Charles is trying to reach a broader audience. He has to keep a toe in America because of their declining polling numbers. So that is why he and Idris Elba are together to remind people about the Prince's Trust and no other reason. Okay. Meghan and Harry have been on Netflix. Now they can share the platform with Harry's dad, the media giant, announces King Charles has teamed up with Idris Elba to mark 50 years of the Prince's Trust. You know what, you guys? Isn't the British film industry suffering right now? Wouldn't it be better served if Charles was to make a documentary in the UK instead of using an American company? I mean, I'm glad to see Netflix get the opportunity, but they were just saying that the British film industry is losing a lot of revenue. All all of film industry, all over the place, the film industry is suffering. A lot of studios in California have closed down. They have sold off these properties. A lot of they tore down they tore down Wisteria Lane. The street from Desperate Housewives is gone, which means the Bewitched house is gone. The Monsters house is gone. All of those houses are gone. That's how bad of a decline the film industry is in. So, wouldn't it be better if Charles promotes the British film industry instead of going to Netflix? Hmm, I wonder. Note that it is Netflix UK and Ireland, not US. Oh, thank you, Legs. I did not realize that there was a difference. Thank you for letting me know that. Okay, that makes sense then. I see it right there now. So we may not have to see it here. Is that what you're saying? Are you saying we may not be forced to see it? Now you just made me happy. Yes, there was a big fight at the Royal Ascot. I wonder if this was about a baby mama drama. Oh, yes, I almost forgot about that. Charles kissed Fergie's hand. They put on quite a display. And there is Kate's mother drinking and having a good time. So, you guys, I would almost feel guilty about questioning Kate's absence, except for one thing. Her mother is at Royal Ascot. She could not be in trouble if her mother is out partying. If she's out smoozing with the upper crust, then Kate's okay, right? Doesn't that make sense? Otherwise, why would she be out at the Royal Ascot if her daughter was in trouble? So, if I was feeling guilty the least bit, now I have to take it back because, after all, her mom's out kicking her heels up, having a good time. Some real Windsor Hood stuff. Windsor in the Hood. Yeah, they were really swinging. And did you see the one guy's nose was all bloody? I mean, that was a serious a scrap that they had at the very height of the what do you call it? The season of polite company, right? The height of the social season, and they're out there rolling on the ground. How provincial? How provincial can you be? Oh, you know what? I forgot about this. My Camilla Porca Bowls. Yeah, Camilla Godzilla beer bottle opener. I forgot about this. Food critic Henry Southan, Savages, Jeremy Clarkson's Farmer Dog Pub. Good. What do we have here on the right? Oh yeah, Prince William is. Did they do that already or no? Where he makes his appearance on the same show owned by Jeremy Clarkson, the one who was so abusive to his sister-in-law. You have to know that this was deliberate. What's that? Hazel says membership in the royal enclosure costs money. Carol doesn't have money to waste, so she went to Ascot. Oh, okay. Poor Carol. Okay. And as I said, Jeremy Clarkson, that hideous monster, this is the same guy who was so abusive writing that article about Meghan, and William appears on a show of anyway. He was not on camera with Jeremy Clarkson. I'll just say that. At least I don't think so. And of course, his promise to Kate Middleton before she pulled out of Ascot, balancing her recovery from cancer with attending public engagements. And the heir to the throne is right by her side every step of the way. He's by her side, and he's also at the Royal Ascot. How does he do it? He's in two places at the same time. He's going to stay by her side, but he's also going to go to Royal Ascot. And so is her mother. Her mother, who should be by her side. Look at there. He is torn up. The thought of his wife suffering and unable to make it, and him being by her side and everything, makes it very awkward to see him there laughing and cheering and having a good time. He's even having fun with her mom. What a twisted family. I mean, Kate is balancing work and she's balancing her recovery, and yet her mother and her husband are both at Wimbledon. Does that make sense? Am I missing something? Am I just like being too judgmental? Is there something that I'm not understanding? Because if it was my child, I would be at home with my child. If it was my spouse or my partner, I would be at home with my partner. I wouldn't be at the Wimbledon having a good time. I mean, after all, I just promised that I was going to stay by her side. They're awfully giddy. Oh, you know what? Maybe Carol Middleton went to Wimbledon, to Royal Ascot so that she could boost the nation's morale. Yeah, she's there as a boost to the country. She's not there for the open bar and the free canapes. No, ma'am. She is there to boost the nation. Okay, I'm glad I figured that out, because for a minute there, I was not thinking well of Carol Middleton, but now I understand. I had it wrong. And as for Kate, she's at home enjoying some chocolate bonbons, watching the Wimbledon on television, in the air-conditioned confines of her home. Yes, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Thai singer who survived a plane crash 27 years ago reveals he sat in seat 11A, the same as the passenger who survived the Air India. He was also in seat 11A. Very spooky, that. Okay. That wasn't so bad. Let's go to the 19th. Happy Juneteenth. Juneteenth. Opal Lee, Juneteenth. Oh, there's Afro Annie with her real family. As was that legs that reminded me about the movie The Jerk? It's kind of like a scene from the movie The Jerk. And as you can see, those people love purple, don't they? Ooh, they love some purple. Them people love wearing that purple. Purple and Newports. I'm surprised they didn't come out with purple Newports. Okay. So again, that is her biological mother's side of the family. Now to see, oh yeah, by the way, remember it is Connie Balmer Appreciation Week. Now it is time to see her biological father's side of the family. See there? She decided for Juneteenth she'd go back to her roots. Yeah, for Juneteenth, she decided to go back to her roots. Okay. Oh, ukulele? Is that how you spell ukulele? I don't think I've ever seen it spelled before. Ukulele. Huh. I didn't know that's how you spelled it. If somebody would ask me to spell ukulele, I would have never thought of how to do it. Okay. I do not think about failing. That was a moment, wasn't it? Was that Hugo Vickers who twisted Meghan's words this week? Meghan just said she didn't think of failure as a bad thing. She said it is a time to learn. She says you learn from your mistakes, and therefore it is not a failure. And he just could not stand the fact that Meghan was being so popular. I mean, positive and popular and positive. He just couldn't stand it. You know, words matter. And how you think of yourself is the self that inevitably you show the world. So Meghan is staying in a positive mind frame. And she has a lot of responsibility. She has a team of people that are working for her or working with her, whichever you prefer. And of course, she has her family. She has her partner. She has a lot of responsibility. So, in order to be to function at your highest level, being positive is probably a good thing. It's probably the best place to start is to stay positive. Choose your words carefully, especially how you describe yourself. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and play that sound bite. I'm going to play that little sound bite that she added. Let me do that one.
So when I sat down with Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, I expected a great conversation. But what I didn't expect was how much clarity, conviction, and honestly, genuine wisdom that she brought to the table. Meghan doesn't just talk about building a brand. She's building something with purpose, precision, and with a lot of heart. And there are a few moments that really stayed with me. The first one was trust your timeline. She said, someone else's urgency is not my urgency. And that hit. She's not rushing to meet outside expectations. She's building with care on her own terms, and that discipline shows in every move that she makes. The second one was own the vision, share the work. Meghan talks about creating something where you feel her fingerprints all over it. She believes in collaboration, but not at the expense of intention. You can delegate, but you still have to show up. The third thing was to protect what matters the most. And she spoke about being present for her kids and having to ask herself if she could do it well enough, or if she should just do a few things exceptionally well. And that idea really resonates with me because it's not about balance. It never is. It's about priorities. Next, you have to make your message unmistakable. For Meghan, influence isn't just about visibility, it's about intentionality. And even in silence, she used her platform to elevate others. Every choice was a signal, redirecting attention, value, and visibility towards people and principles that matter. Her reminder was that influence is power, but how you use it, that's purpose. And then finally, she says that success starts small. As ever started with homemade jam, not splashy rollout, just a personal gesture. And it grew because it was real. And that's the reminder that you too can start small. Just start with what you love. So let me know which moment stuck out to you. And if you haven't listened to the full episode, Aspire with Emma Grede is available now on Apple Podcasts and wherever you get your podcasts.
Right. Aspire with Emma Grede. I'm so glad she said her name because I didn't know how to say it. Emma Grede. All right. Anyway, I have found a new person to watch, and that's Emma Grede. I'd never heard of her before, but I am following her now, and I would recommend that you all do the same. Okay. Let's see. Leg says, they hate when M talks because it highlights that she is that girl. Intelligent, beautiful, etc. Think of all the quotes that you can rattle off that M has said. Then think of the others. Any quotes? Nope. None at all. None at all. Unless unless let me see.
Well, obviously it'd be I would love to have met her, and she's obviously she's an inspirational woman to look up to, obviously to this day, and going forward and things. It is, it's a wonderful family. The members who I've met have achieved a lot, and very inspirational. So yeah, I do.
Going forward, and yeah, I do. I think that's what I got from that one. Yes. But no, you make a great point. One of the ways that I judge the character, or should I say the way I judge the I guess the popularity of certain historic figures or famous people, is just that, are they quotable? Will you have quotes that you can use in your everyday life to describe moments or places or things or whatever? That is very important. Is that person quotable? There's a lot of people that say a lot, but you never find yourself quoting those people. So that is a very good point. Okay. Oh, you know what? I haven't checked that in a couple of days. Let me take a look. See where the Instagram baby mama dance is. I cannot wait until Meghan gets 4 million followers. Oh, it won't be long. 3.9 million followers on Instagram. And the baby mama, 52.7 million views. So it won't be long. I guarantee. As Justin Wilson, the Cajun chef, would say, I guarantee. I used to love watching Justin Wilson. I guarantee. Chaos and panic breaks out at the palace over Kate Middleton's health. Did it? Now, okay, chaos and panic over Kate Middleton's health. Okay. But I still say that the appearance of her mother and her husband at the Royal Ascot says otherwise. Who you gonna believe? Okay, well, she's striking a balance, y'all. The right balance. Okay, you say so. 95-year-old Queen Elizabeth II at Ascot in 2021. She did not have to find a balance. The Queen worked up until hours before her transition. As a matter of fact, there were many occasions when Philip were in and out of the hospital, and Queen Elizabeth, guess what she did? She went to work. And even when the Queen was at her worst, she could barely walk. She would just stand in the middle of the floor and greet people because she couldn't walk very well. Remember, someone asked her, they said, Your Majesty, how are you? She said, well, I can't move. She was very frank. She said, I can't move, but she continued to work. In exchange for a life of privilege, she continued to work. But there's Kate finding her balance on the slopes. Her balance seems just fine. Sure does. That's interesting. That's interesting. Look at how she, good Lord, look at her arms, y'all. Look at her arms. You see her reaching to the table there? She's got the Popeye going on. I'm glad people are finally being honest about Kate looking really old and thin and are saying she needs to rest more. She should be left alone to take proper time off. She looks as old as her mother now. Health first, Kate. I still don't know whether or not that was a compliment or considerate or what. And of course, a few people pointed out that by the time Wimbledon comes, she will be completely recovered. Whatever it is, she will be recovered and she will be at the Wimbledon. And Carol is coming up. What I'm trying to say is, this is one of the few years that she showed up not wearing her daughter's clothes. I do believe that that is her own outfit. Yeah, this is one of those occasions where she didn't show up at the Royal Ascot wearing her daughter's hand-me-downs. Can you believe she wore that hideous blue dress to the Royal Ascot? Oh my God, what was she thinking? Yep, that's her daughter's. And there's Silent Mike. That's what I call her husband, Silent Mike. You never hear his voice. Silent Mike. And of course, on the right side, that is Carol Middleton at her finest. A alcoholic beverage in a paper bag. Remember, her daughter will be queen. How tacky. Disappointed Princess Kate, a no-show at Royal Ascot. Okay. Okay, that's Trooping the Colors. I do think there is still some type of fight going on between the queen and the future queen. I think that they are not talking to each other. I think they're in a row over something, and I don't know what it is. They won't say it. Nobody speculates about it. But when was the last time you saw the two of them exchange a word at any events? It seems as though Kate avoids events that feature the queen consort. Mental. Yes, there we go. The mental challenge Kate Middleton and Prince William have admitted to dealing with at home after they're branded competitive by royal relative. What competition would they have? Competitive about what? That's the question. And then Zandy says, interesting that some are talking about mental challenges in relations to Kate's no-show at Ascot. The signs were all there at Trooping the Color, by the way. The monarchical laughing to herself, rather, 1 minute and barking at the kids the next. Remember Shakespeare's Lady Macbeth went mad too? Went mad too? Oh, yeah, Richard Eden, who received some dog kibble or whatever, is the same Richard Eden who has publicly declared that the parents of James Middleton who gifted him dog food, those parents should receive titles from King Charles. No conflict of interest there, by the way. And of course, James Middleton once dreamed of becoming the next Richard Branson, who I think used to date his sister, the billionaire Richard Branson, who went to parties at night to give advice to his sister to take back to his parents so that they can better operate their party pieces. You guys, is that what party pieces mean? Because you guys know what party favors are, right? I mean, there's party favors, and then there's party favors, party pieces. You see what I'm saying? You get the connection? I think it's all coming together. Loose Women star admits, I'm totally devastated and can't get over it at all as she reveals crucial decision at embattled show. Let us not forget, Loose Women is all but canceled. All but canceled. They're going to have fewer episodes and no studio audience. And of course, one of the things that I think has driven so many fans away from the show is that those aging relics that creates the panel of very nasty, negative, right-winged, what do you call it, monarchists who seem to always have something bad to say about the Duchess of Sussex. And of course, the other thing is a lot of people who used to watch Loose Women did not have 4K televisions. But now that they have 4K, look at the surprise that they found when they switched on the Loose Women. See, in 4K, they had a chance to see what they actually look like. And that also turned a lot of people off. I love the Queen. Yeah, when they finally went 4K digital and all that, eventually the real loose the real loose women finally showed up on their televisions, and they did not like what they were seeing. So they just tuned out. I love the Queen. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is my solution. If they want to save this show, they will invest in some paper bags. This is how they can save their show. Yes, just cover up, cover up, cover up, and you'll save your show. That's what those paper bags are for. After you bring home your groceries from Whole Foods, you just cut some little holes in it and you put it over your head. And that way, nobody has to suffer through seeing y'all in 4K. I love the Queen. Yeah, nobody has to suffer through seeing y'all in 4K. Oh, is that her name? Is Jane? That's Jane. That's her name. I love the Queen. I love the Queen. What a brown nose. Well, I would work hard too if the whole country paid me. I love Stacy. I love her.
I just don't get it. I don't get any of it.
What do you mean? You don't get what?
I don't get why we're so obsessed with these humans that are exactly the same. Like, it could be us four sitting there. I just don't get it.
But are you talking about what you mean as royals or as, like, Kim Kardashian? Because for me, they're becoming celebrities.
Well, yeah, to me, that's all they are.
The Queen
is their celebrity.
For me, is brilliant.
I love the Queen.
No, for duty, responsibility.
She's always worked really hard, hasn't
I would
she?
work hard if the whole country paid for me to have like 12 houses and work really hard.
But they don't pay for all of the houses. But
just a few.
I love the Queen. Oh, speaking of monsters, speaking of gruesome, I almost forgot who may or may not have been in the United Kingdom. But word has it that that big gummy grinning, hypercritical, Sussex hating content creator was in central London, throwing one thigh in front of the other, trying to move about the mall. See there? Jules Verne's wrote a book, a sci-fi book called When Worlds Collide. And the first thing I thought about was her, When Worlds Collide. Only in her case, it's when thighs collide. No wonder she's so angry. Very angry, very hostile. And of course, I noticed she had that little stool, and all I could think about was a circus elephant. See there? If there's anyone within the sound of my voice that may have a photo of her standing on that stool, balancing herself to take pictures of the royal family, please, I will pay cash. Seriously, I will pay cash. I will Venmo, whatever you need. I will wire you the money. Just please send me a picture of her standing on that stool, balancing herself, holding a camera. Oh, man. Yes, is she in California, maybe? Was she recently in Canada? Because if she was, that would explain a lot. Yeah. It's like the eruption of Krakatoa. Let me see. I respect the fact that Boozy signed his article. Oh, yes, this person seemed to be bothered by the fact that the person who writes Feminagra, I don't know if it's one person or if they have a team, but they do not sign the articles. They do not sign the articles. And one of the squatties were a bit bothered by that. And I could understand that, but Feminagra has not put a foot wrong as far as I'm concerned. So I am still going to use them as a reference whenever possible. The future queen of the Netherlands, yeah. Amelia, the future queen of the Netherlands, took a group photo, the most awesome group photo I've ever seen, of a royal with their, future. Anyway, they named something in her honor. Got to focus on that work-life balance. All that waving at the weekend must have been exhausting. Probably. And that's the list of carriages. Let me see. Such unremitting nonsense about the royals. Prince of Wales rules not paying more, what is that? Paying more attention to the subject at school as the pair learn about the process behind a sustainable clothing dye. Whatever that means. This is a list of protocols. Make sure you guys are observing that. Take a screenshot because I'm about to just go to the next one. So on 3, 1, 2, 3. Next. Yep. Travel list. They're going to have a climate change meeting in the UK. That's from the 21st to the 29th. Well, I don't suppose anybody we know is going to be there, but just so you know. What is his name? Aaron Pierre, possible next James Bond. You know what? I think he would be perfect, actually. Yeah, he would be perfect. You'd like to see that elephant on a stool? Notice I just don't say elephant. I have to say it fancy. Elephant. An elephant. Beautiful artwork. Remember I shared this the other day? That is beautiful. I love that burst of colors, I believe this is AI, but I want to get these printed. I want to get these printed out and I want to hang them on the wall or somewhere. That is gorgeous. The sky looks so dark and ominous and spooky. And then instead of having like the bright sunlight, or the brightness of the sun, you have a tree bursting with color. I mean, it seemed like I've seen a tree with that kind of like shocking green color. So beautiful. Okay, so that was the 19th. We got to go 18 now. Okay, there we go. 18. How many days left do we have? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, look like we got 2 more. Okay, you guys, we got to step on it. This is taking too long. I say that like I don't have anything to do with it. Okay. Oh, I almost forgot about Antonio. Oh Lord, I wonder how Antonio is doing. His father passed away. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. Oh, that was a countdown for the products? Oh, was this the day after? Oh no, this is when she released those photos. I guess it was the day after, right? Love the photos. Love Meghan in that um oh, Ralph Lauren. Love the Ralph Lauren. Yeah, Rebecca English, Meghan and Harry broke people I know. Big lie, big lie, big lie. Non-specific, no real information, just a bunch of hinting and innuendo, a non-story. Again, designed to slow Meghan's rise of popularity. That's it. Because Meghan did that, Rebecca English decided to respond with this. Isn't that just petty? Isn't that petty? As though someone who is like still celebrating Meghan's appearance would come across something as pathetic as this attempt to bring the moment down, to cast a shadow on the Duchess of Sussex. Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. Get a life, Rebecca, get a life. And this is all of the headlines within 24 hours in their war against Meghan. All of these headlines that they came up with to try to drag the moment down, but it did not work. And you know what? In the comments section, I swear, there are so many people, and they're not squatties, and some of them even say, not a fan, but what a waste of time. Isn't there something else to talk about? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Okay. You know, I almost forgot. This may very well have been the reason why she went south, is because of the booing that took place at the Troop in the Color. She was booed, and not just, her, but all of the family. Every single person who was in that procession was loudly booed at the Troop in the Colors. And who knows? Maybe it had an effect on her. And then some people speculated that the only point of her pulling out of the Royal Ascot is to create some expectations so that people will cheer her and declare that she is brave for going to Wimbledon, which she never misses. See there? Kate Middleton cancels Royal Ascot appearance. But if you take a look at her there on the right side, that's what she wore to Wimbledon one year. Yeah, but she still went skiing. Right. But she still went skiing. Oh, this old toad here. Let me see here. Reacts to UK benefits bill as set to soar. Okay. I used to like Nina though, right? I used to like her. Didn't she like defend the Sussexes one time? I almost forget. Oh well. William enjoying Royal Ascot. Look. I think that's a pretty dress she's wearing. I don't know where she got the money from, but she looks nice. Maybe William gave her some money. See how she's smiling at him? Maybe he gave her some money. She looks nice though. That's probably one of the best I've ever seen her. Open bar. Somebody's been to the open bar. There's the old can opener mouth. Look at there. They're multiplying. How many Camillas are there? I count 3. Yeah, I count 3 of them. Support for the monarchy plummets in shock new poll. Royal photo taken just year apart. Oh yeah. Gosh, chief hater Daniela Elzer wrote a whole article saying the monarchy will never recover from losing Harry and Meghan. The Sussexes made royalty seem relevant, interesting, and contemporary in a way that a 1001 Hello covers and tireless visits to, what is it, Bognor Regis never would. See there? That is the photo from the Queen Elizabeth. And then there's Charles and his slimmed down monarchy. Yeah, that's pretty sad. And that's pretty sad too. Okay. Vicious campaign against, you know what? I still haven't made that video yet, but I will do that about this article. Pre-planned sunny break makes sense, but will return sooner than you think. Yes, someone speculated that Camilla looked like she had some work done, and then instantly I thought about her trip to India. Sausage fingers. Okay, one more day to go, you guys. We're almost done. We just have one day to go. Remember, we're doing a weekly roundup. Let me see. What day was that? The 18th? So the 17th, right? Why do I have the 17th twice? Oh, I think I know why. And this was the day before. No, this was the day after. I think this was the day after. Yeah. Oh, and it was also the start of the Connie Bomber Appreciation Week. As you can see, Connie says she feels better. That's good. Ooh, fever, joint pain. Yes, we're going to breeze right through this one. Oh, yeah, this is where we went over some of the things that Meghan said. I don't think we need to do that. All right. I think we're good. Oh, yeah, the snowflakes earrings. The Ralph Lauren. The earrings are from Burke's, by the way. Artwork. Zara Tyndall. Yeah, they were being super affectionate at the whatever. And me reminding William about how affectionate he has been with his cousin. More affection to his cousin. Holding hands with his cousin. What can I say? He likes his cousin. Oh, man. She'll be okay for Wimbledon, I guarantee you. Oh, yes, they had that thing. Where did the money go? I almost forgot about that. Loose Women's announcement. And we're good. All right, you guys, that was the week. That was the week. And we'll do it all again next Sunday. And thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space. And thank you to everyone who has memberships. Greatly appreciated. You can start a membership for just $4.99 a month for the price of a cup of coffee. You could help support Royal Sussex. Yes, As Ever is coming this week. I'm excited. I got to go and get some more butter for my cookies. Yeah, I only use the Irish butter. I'm going to go and get some more Irish butter for my cookies. My apricot thumb cookies. All right, good night, folks. Thank you very much for joining us on the weekly Roundup. Remember, next time, you guys remind me, we got to do the days in the other direction. We have to start with the beginning of the week instead of the end of the week. Thank you, Lydia. Thank you, Cookies and Cream. Yeah, remember, Harry did not want that balcony life for his kids. I do hope that the Sussexes will go to Althorpe. I do hope that they will at least go to Althorpe. Yeah, go to Althorpe and it would, I don't know, but they can't do that. Because if they're going to stay over there at all, the only safe place for them was at the Frogmore. So, and I don't know, I don't trust them at any of those royal properties now anyway. Even if it's Frogmore, I just don't trust for them to be there. I would rather they stay at a hotel than to stay at one of those properties. Can't trust them. And those properties aren't necessarily that secure for anybody. I mean, look at how many times people have nearly gotten to the Queen. Thank you, Connie Balmer. Good night, Maggie Ward. Good night, Mary H. Ciao, Dr. Dredd. I think they would be very safe at Althorpe. I would like for them to go there. I would love to see some photos of them at Althorpe. I would feel better at them being someplace where they're welcomed than to go someplace where they're not welcomed. But I do have faith. At some point, they're going to work some things out, and those kids will get a chance to go to the UK. I do want them to go, but only under the right circumstances. I don't want them to go and not be safe. Yeah, probably just like one and done. Just one and done. There'll be a lot of people looking forward to Meghan being there, but again, only under the right circumstances. And you know that they are going to run articles like, do you plan to boo the Sussexes and all that kind of stuff. It has never happened at any of the Invictus games, but I think they would plant people in the crowd just for that reason. And that's what makes it tough, is because you know that they will be trying to instigate some kind of confrontation. Okay, good night, all. Love you guys. See you next time.